I had started describing Bangkok with the word chaos, perhaps because everyone describes it as the epitome of chaos, but to be honest, having returned for a second time, I take back what I said. Of course, as a metropolis, it's bound to be a bit of a madhouse, but there's more to it than just that chaos, and my perspective, now definitely more mature, knows what to look for. From the total disorientation of January, having tackled even more complex chapters, I've finally had the chance to test myself again, where I had failed miserably at the start, now recognizing the rhythms that make up the city.
After precisely 5 months, here I am back in Bangkok. I'm not going to stay many days like the first time, but I will stay long enough to prove myself that something really changed. This time I already know how the city moves, so I'm facilitated and I already know what to focus on this time, completing what is missing. So my target for this coming back is to have a sort of revenge against the total disorientation I had on January, at the real beginning of my great journey. For example, I'm going back to the yellowish flower market, I will search for the monks collecting donation during sunrise, and of course, I need to test myself again in Chinatown, where I couldn't manage the chaos. Now I have new skills and new tools to use, and I hope that the rain is not going to steal me too much time. And if you enjoyed this video, guys, follow me for content like this, and see you in the next video.
If there's one thing Bangkok is famous for, it's the frantic tuk-tuks that race through the city. But this time, the ones I wanted to put in the spotlight are those parked at the roadside, motionless, in a state of total relaxation. Little colorful metal boxes home to inaction. Some drivers are resting their eyes, some are scrolling on their mobiles, some are chatting blissfully. There is art even in doing nothing. But the city is full of suspended moments, hidden and shrouded in the general chaos of the city. And even in the most chaotic market, with a slightly more trained eye, waiting and silence present themselves at every stall. Whilst in January I was drawn to the liveliness of these places, after 5 months of living amidst the hustle and bustle of Asia, my gaze now works in reverse, recognizing the silence within the chaos. But chaos is inevitable, and there is no better place than Chinatown to put my vision to the test once more.
To conclude my stay here in Bangkok, I decided to go back in the place where I felt lost the most. And of course, I'm talking about Chinatown. This was the very first place where chaos broke my mind, but now I feel ready to face it one more time, but with the target of winning the challenge. And to prove that now I can manage a situation like this, I decided to document it during the night time at the highest peak moment. To win the challenge, I need to go back in time, especially picking up all what I learned when I was in Vietnam, and used it exactly as I did with my best shot from Japan in Shibuya and as I tested quickly in Taipei. Looking at every obstacle as an element to have fun with, playing with the dark, doing experiments with the camera settings, and evoking the crazy chaotic atmosphere of this place, not just taking pictures, but creating some art. Do you think I won the challenge? And if you enjoyed this video, guys, follow me for more content like this, and see you in the next video.
I've finally done it. Whereas I initially felt defeated, this time I came out on top. With everything I've learned over the past few months, darkness and dirt no longer scare me. In fact, it was fun to play and experiment new techniques, using them as a form of expression, evoking the feeling of the place and showing how much my approach to photography has really changed in such a short space of time. And on my return to Bangkok, I couldn't miss one more visit to the flower market, one of the places in this city that has stayed with me, but which I hadn't managed to photograph properly in January, partly out of shyness, partly because of the poor lighting. Immersed in a sea of bouquets and garlands of saffron yellow petals, I was able to make up for the photos I hadn't managed to take last time, discarding half the work I'd produced. But by now I have accepted that increasing the ISO isn't a problem. Indeed, in some contexts, graininess and noise can add value to the story.
I think I'm ready to break a little bit my shell, giving a strong shake to my shyness. I've been many times in the flower market in Bangkok, but I went one last time to finally share some of my pictures with my subjects. Being shy, portrait photography is kind of a challenge for me. And I also have some regrets from my last months that made me angry with myself. That's why I want to be more open with my subjects from now on. but it's something that I'm not going to share on my social media because I feel uncomfortable recording it, and I also don't have the right equipment that would allow me to do it easily and without being too invasive. Anyway, the flower market was the perfect occasion to start having a small talk with random people, sharing with them my works and receiving back a happy smile. If you enjoyed this video, guys, follow me for more content like this, and see you in the next video.
Bangkok didn't teach me a new rhythm, but it gave me the chance to see it in a new light, becoming the final test that perhaps Tokyo couldn't have been. I already knew Bangkok though. I already knew how to get about, and above all I knew how the city moved, allowing me to point my camera not at whatever happened to catch my eye or to hunt for that striking perfect shot, but to seek out the rhythms which, coexisting with the chaos, make up the reality of Bangkok. The city has remained the same. It is I who have changed.